Season 5, AI and Decision Making. Episode 1, How Algorithms Decide Your Fate. One. Introduction. The quiet decisions around you. Most people imagine fate as something dramatic. A life-changing moment. A major choice. A visible turning point. But in the modern world, many turning points are quiet. They happen inside systems. An application is approved or rejected. A job candidate is filtered out. A loan gets a higher interest rate. A post is shown to millions or to no one. A traveler is flagged for extra screening. A person is ranked as risky or safe. In many cases, these decisions are influenced by algorithms. Not necessarily one powerful superintelligence. Often, it is a collection of models, rules, and scoring systems that shape what happens to you. The reason this matters is simple. When decisions are automated, power becomes invisible. You may never know why you were rejected. You may never know what data was used. You may never know what assumption shaped the outcome. This episode explains how algorithms decide your fate, where these systems appear, why they are trusted, and how they reshape society even when you do not notice them. 2. What algorithm means in real life. The word algorithm sounds technical. But in practice, an algorithm is simply a set of rules or a model that turns inputs into outputs. Inputs can be your history, your behavior, your demographics, your location, your network, your financial patterns, your online activity. Outputs can be a score, a ranking, a recommendation, a classification, a predicted risk, a decision. Many algorithms are not one single system. They are pipelines. Data enters, features are extracted, models run, thresholds trigger, and a decision is produced. Often, no human reviews the full chain. 3. Why algorithms are used to make important decisions. Algorithms are used because they offer three things institutions value. 1. Scale. Decisions can be made for millions of people quickly. 2. Consistency. The same rules can be applied repeatedly. 3. Cost reduction. Automated decisions are cheaper than human review. There is also a fourth reason that is rarely stated openly. Algorithms provide cover. When an institution makes a harmful or unpopular decision, it can blame the system. It can say, the algorithm decided. This shifts responsibility away from people. So algorithms are not only tools. They are political shields. 4. The first place algorithms shape your fate, credit and finance. Financial decisions are some of the most algorithmic. Credit scores influence whether you get a loan, what interest rate you pay, whether you can rent an apartment, sometimes even employment screening. These systems are built on historical patterns. They treat financial behavior as a proxy for trustworthiness. But they do not understand context. A medical emergency can look like irresponsibility. A job loss can look like unreliability. The system does not care why. It cares that a pattern matches risk. Once a score exists, it becomes a gatekeeper. Your fate becomes linked to a number. 5. How risk scoring expands beyond finance. Risk scoring is not limited to credit. Insurance uses risk scoring. Healthcare uses risk scoring. Employers use risk scoring. Schools use risk scoring. The logic spreads because it is profitable. If you can predict risk, you can price it. If you can price it, you can extract more value. The result is a society where more people are evaluated as risks. And risk labels can follow you. 6. The second place, hiring and workplace decisions. Many companies use algorithms to screen candidates. Resume filtering, personality assessment, video interview scoring, productivity measurement. These systems promise efficiency, but they can also create silent exclusion. If an algorithm is trained on past hiring patterns, it may reproduce those patterns. If past hiring favored certain backgrounds, the system learns that. If the system uses proxies like school prestige or career gaps, it can penalize groups unfairly. When you are filtered out early, you may never know you were considered. Your fate shifts without transparency. 7. The third place, policing and criminal justice. Algorithms appear in criminal justice in several ways. Predictive policing models suggest where to patrol. Risk assessment tools influence bail and sentencing decisions. These systems are justified as objective, but they are built on data that reflects past policing patterns. If certain neighborhoods were over-policed, the data shows more crime there. The algorithm learns that pattern and sends more police. More police produce more arrests. More arrests reinforce the data. A feedback loop forms. The algorithm does not create bias from nothing. It amplifies existing patterns. The result is a system that can shape fate at the most severe level. Freedom, safety, life trajectories. 8. The fourth place, education and opportunity. Algorithms shape education through admissions filtering, test scoring systems, behavioral tracking, content recommendation, performance analytics. These systems claim to identify potential, but they often measure conformity. They reward students who fit expected patterns. They penalize those who learn differently or face instability. Education decisions shape long-term opportunity. When algorithms influence these decisions, fate becomes tied to signals that may not reflect real ability. 9. The fifth place, housing and access. Algorithms influence housing, tenant screening, rental price optimization, neighborhood scoring, mortgage approval. Housing is a foundation for stability. If algorithms deny housing or raise prices, the consequences ripple. Where you live shapes schools, safety, health, networks, job access. When housing becomes algorithmically optimized, inequality can deepen. The system does not intend to harm. It optimizes profit and risk. But profit optimization can produce exclusion. 10. The sixth place, what you see online. Algorithms decide what you see. News feeds, search results, recommendations, trending lists. This shapes your information environment. It shapes your beliefs. It shapes your mood. It shapes what you think is normal. When algorithms control visibility, they influence culture. They also influence opportunity. Creators depend on ranking. Businesses depend on search. Visibility becomes a form of fate. The difference between being seen and unseen becomes economic survival. 11. Why algorithms feel like objectivity. People trust algorithms because they seem impartial. Numbers feel neutral. Automation feels consistent. But neutrality is an illusion. Every algorithm reflects choices. What data is used? How success is defined? What errors are tolerated? Who is prioritized? Who is ignored? Bias can enter through data. Bias can enter through objective functions. Bias can enter through deployment context. The algorithm does not remove human values. It encodes them. 12. The problem of proxies. Algorithms often do not measure what they claim to measure. They use proxies. Credit systems may use payment history as a proxy for responsibility. Hiring systems may use continuous employment as a proxy for stability. Education systems may use standardized testing as a proxy for intelligence. Proxies are convenient because they are measurable. But proxies can be unfair. They reflect structural inequality. When proxies become gatekeepers, inequality becomes automated. 13. Feedback loops, how decisions create new data. One of the most dangerous features of algorithmic decision-making is feedback loops. Decisions generate outcomes. Outcomes generate data. Data trains the next decision. If the system excludes a group, that group has fewer opportunities. Fewer opportunities lead to different behavior patterns. Those patterns are then used to justify further exclusion. This creates self-reinforcing inequality. The algorithm becomes a machine that reproduces its own assumptions. 14. The black box problem. Many algorithms are not transparent. Even when the code is visible, the decision logic can be complex. Models can be difficult to interpret. Systems can involve many steps. This creates a black box. If you are rejected, you may not know why. If a score is wrong, you may not know how to correct it. If you are flagged, you may not know what triggered it. This lack of explanation reduces agency. You cannot contest what you cannot see. 15. The appeal problem, why it is hard to fight back. In human systems, you can appeal. You can explain context. You can ask for reconsideration. Algorithmic systems often lack meaningful appeals. Even if appeals exist, they can be slow. Or they may require navigating complex bureaucracy. Many people give up. The result is silent power. A decision is made. Life adjusts. The system moves on. 16. Why algorithmic decisions become default truth. Once a score exists, it becomes reality. A credit score becomes your financial identity. A risk score becomes your threat level. A performance score becomes your work value. A ranking becomes your visibility. These numbers travel. They are shared between institutions. They become hard to escape. This creates a new kind of identity. A data identity. Your fate becomes tied to a profile you may never fully see. 17. The profit motive behind fairness claims. Algorithms are often sold as fair. But fairness is not always the objective. Profit and risk reduction are. Fairness can be a marketing label. If a system increases profit, it will be adopted even if it creates harm. Institutions may adjust systems only when pressure rises. This is why governance matters. Without regulation and oversight, algorithms will be optimized for institutional benefit, not public good. 18. How this changes society at a deeper level. When algorithms decide fate, society changes. Decisions become faster, more automated, less contestable. People become more cautious. They try to fit the model. They avoid behaviors that might be misinterpreted. They manage their data profile. This is a subtle form of social control. People adapt to algorithms. They shape their lives around invisible evaluation. Freedom shrinks quietly. 19. What can be done? Solutions exist, but they require power. Transparency requirements. Audit rights. Appeal systems. Limits on automated decisions in high-stakes areas. restrictions on proxy discrimination, public oversight. But none of these happen automatically. Algorithms are adopted because they serve institutional goals. Changing outcomes requires changing governance. 20. Core takeaway. Algorithms decide your fate by turning your life into data, converting data into scores, and using scores to control access to opportunity. These systems feel objective but reflect human choices and institutional incentives. They can amplify inequality through proxies, feedback loops, and lack of transparency. The most important point is this: if you cannot see how decisions are made, you cannot truly participate in society as an equal. If this episode helped you understand how algorithms decide your fate, like this video so more people can see it. Share it with someone who believes automated decisions are neutral. And subscribe to Uncovering Facts for deep, hype-free explanations of technology, power, and the systems shaping modern life. Next episode: why AI is already judging you.